Jota.
Katrina Shanks.
Speaker, it is my honour and privilege to be speaking on these very important claim settlement bills today. I firstly like to acknowledge the two ministers that have already spoken this morning and thank you for your contribution, and especially the Honourable Chris Thimerson for the hard work he's put into these settlements, so we are here today on the second reading. I'd also like to acknowledge the work of the Māori Affairs Select Committee, which I'm a member of, which is very capably led by the Honourable Tau Hanarei. When these bills first came into the Select Committee, Mr Hanarei was said to us that the most important thing is that these bills move swiftly through our Select Committee because iwi have waited long enough, and that is why we are here today. It is important that we recognise the need to right the wrongs of the past and strengthen and move forward with the relationships between iwi and the Crown. I'd like to acknowledge those who are no longer with us, who have shown commitment and courage on this journey, and they are the inspiration, the mana for future generations and the reason why we are all here today. Today's settlement bill is the chance for iwi and the Crown to join to help guide us and our children's paths to unify cultural heritage and financial prosperity. I would like to offer respect to all iwi who are descendants of the original owners of Maraeroa A and B blocks. I'd also like to acknowledge historically how the Crown deprived these iwi of control of large quantities of their land for many decades during the 20th century. I hope the ties between us can now be strengthened through the settlement bill, and we can contribute to uphold the cultural richness that you have tied to your land. It has been a long journey for many of the iwi, and not for one moment do we take this for granted. The Maraeroa A and B blocks are located southwest of Te Kuiti. This area is of great significance and sacred to many iwi involved. This bill acknowledges the financial, but more importantly, the cultural and spiritual loss that undermined the connection these iwi had to their lands. The settlement is between the Crown and the settling group, persons collectively and individually who descend from one or more of the original owners of Maraeroa A and B blocks, and is identified in either or both relevant orders of the Native Land Courts made in 1886 and 1891. Through this bill, iwi of this land will obtain ownership of cultural redress, properties will receive ownership of the licensed land, will have unrestricted capacity to dispose of settlement properties that is vested in it, and will have restricted capacity to dispose of protected land. A commitment between the Crown and the involved iwi is crucial for us to move forward into the future. By working together, we will be able to address the conservation issues of the land. It's important through co-governance we facilitate with the iwi the care and management, access and use, development and revitalisation of this land. We agree that the past cannot be erased. The Crown acknowledges this and understands the cultural significance this bill has to the people involved. The settlement will provide an economic base for these iwi and their children to invest in. We not only want to help nurture the land with the iwi, but also invest and develop the social, economic and cultural aspects addressed in the redress package. We intend to continue the traditions of the people of this land and the surrounding community. We want iwi to benefit from the settlement and to be reassured in the Crown's duty to protect what is important to them. Being involved in the treaty settlement process has been a humbling experience for me. I am honoured to be part of this important chapter for iwi and Crown, and I look forward to speaking in the third reading on this bill in the near future. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Brendan Horan.